Hey, I'm Vayan, and I have been an entrepreneur for over 20 years. And I built a dozen businesses across multiple continents. This is why my videos are in English, French, and Spanish. If you're a small business owner, you know the reality. You're the manager, the accountant, the marketing team, the paralegal, and the strategist, all rolled into one. Money is tight, time is tighter. And having a personal life, that feels like a luxury you can't afford. I've been there, but over the past year, I've been implementing AI tools across my businesses, and it has completely changed the game. I'm cutting costs, my team is more productive, and for the first time in years, I actually have time to think about strategy and creative ideas instead of drowning in day-to-day tasks. So I started this video series to show you, not theory, not hype, but exactly what I did, step by step, with real tools and real results for my own businesses. Because if I can do it, you can too.
Every morning, I wake up to an email that tells me exactly what my hotel rooms are priced at, which rooms are booked, which need a discount to fill tonight, and which deserve a premium because demand is high. I don't touch anything. The system adjusts prices automatically while I sleep. 6 months ago, my hotel manager and I spent hours every week manually adjusting rates across Lodgify, our channel management system for Airbnb and Booking.com. Today, the entire process runs on a Python script on my old 2019 MacBook Pro that cost me just a few dollars per month in electricity. I'm Alejico. I own Jane's Beach Resort, a boutique hotel in Costa Rica with 8 rooms and a beachfront glamping yurt. I'm going to show you exactly how I built this system, the wins, the bugs, and the honest truth about working with AI, and how you can do something similar for your property. Even if you do not work in hospitality, this video can inspire you to build automation for your own small business. If you run a small hotel or vacation rental, you know the pricing pain, the manual grind. You have 8 rooms, 4 seasons, 7 days of the week, and 3 booking platforms. That's hundreds of price points to manage. When I first ran a boutique hotel in Costa Rica 8 years ago, we used the Google Sheet to keep track of reservations across platforms. For each reservation, we had then to manually update each reservation platform. My manager would spend hours every day in low-value data entry tasks as a result. As a boutique hotel, we could not afford a better system at the time. When I acquired my new beach resort, solutions had considerably improved, so I chose a cost-effective SaaS solution called Lodgify, tailored to small hotels to automatically synchronize pricing across OTAs. Dynamic pricing was offered, but yielded poor results due to limited data availability in Costa Rica. As a result, my manager and I would spend time every week reviewing occupancy, comparing competitors, and updating rates one by one in Lodgify, our property management system. The missed opportunities. By the time you notice 3 rooms are empty for tomorrow night, it's already too late to attract a last-minute booker with a competitive price. And when demand spikes, a holiday weekend, a local event, you find out after the fact that you could have charged more. The inconsistency problem. Here's what really hurt us. We had a solid pricing strategy in our heads. We knew weekends should cost more. We knew Christmas rates. We knew when to discount. But we just couldn't execute it consistently. Some weeks, we'd update everything perfectly. Other weeks, life got in the way. A guest complaint, a plumbing issue, a busy check-in day, and pricing just didn't get done. Revenue suffered, not because our strategy was wrong, but because we couldn't execute it every single day. I knew there had to be a better way. My system has 2 components. I'll walk you through each one. Seasonal based pricing. First, I defined our pricing strategy in a spreadsheet. 4 seasons: low, baseline, high, and Christmas. 8 room types, each with a different Monday base price, ranging from $30 for our glamping yurt to $120 for our family cabins during Christmas. Then day of week premiums on top. Tuesdays through Thursdays get a $5 bump. Fridays and Sundays get $10. Saturdays get $15. Then I opened Claude Code, Anthropic's AI coding assistant, and described what I wanted. Read my pricing spreadsheet and push all these rates to Lodgify via their API. I should be honest here, this was my first Python script in 20 years. I have an engineering background, but I hadn't written code since the early 2000s. Claude Code wrote the entire thing based on my descriptions. But it wasn't plug and play. Getting access to Lodgify's API required enabling a feature called external rates in their settings, which isn't obvious. I had to contact Lodgify support to have them turn it on for my account. Their team was excellent and responsive. They pointed Claude Code in the right direction by explaining their API requirements. Yes, I literally had Claude Code reading the support emails and adjusting the code accordingly. Once that was sorted, the script could set rates for all 8 rooms, every date, every season for an entire year in under a minute. One command. The important thing, this runs once whenever we update our pricing strategy, maybe twice a year. Component 2, Daily Dynamic Pricing. This is where the real value is. Every morning at 4 a.m., a script runs automatically on my old MacBook Pro, a 2019 Intel model that just sits in a corner running 24/7. Here's what it does. First, it checks occupancy across all 8 rooms by pulling real bookings and manual blocks from Lodgify's API. Then it applies 2 pricing models that I designed. Model 1 is last-minute discounts. For the next 4 days, if rooms are empty, prices drop automatically. The discount depends on 2 factors: how soon the date is and how many rooms are still vacant. If only 1 room is empty 3 days from now, no discount, it will probably fill. But if 6 rooms are empty tomorrow night, that's a 35% discount. Same day with everything empty, 50% off. These discounts fill rooms that would otherwise generate 0 revenue. Model 2 is high demand surcharges. When multiple rooms are booked for a future date, prices go up. If 4 of 8 rooms are booked 60 days out, the remaining rooms get a 30% premium. The system tracks which surcharges it already applied, so it never stacks increases on top of each other. After calculating new prices, the script writes them directly to Lodgify via the API. Lodgify's channel manager then syncs to Airbnb and Booking.com automatically. And here's the key: accountability. Every morning, it emails me and my manager a detailed report showing exactly what it did, what prices changed, by how much, and why. We scan it in a few seconds over coffee. If something looks off, we adjust manually in Lodgify, and the system is smart enough to detect our manual overrides and respect them the next day. Now, here's the part that most AI influencers skip. They show you the finished product and make it look effortless. I'm going to tell you what actually happened, because if you try this yourself, you'll hit the same walls. Building the Lodgify API integration was not straightforward. The documentation says one thing, the API does another. The page parameter in their reservation endpoint, silently ignored. You have to use offset and limit, and nobody tells you that until you wonder why you keep getting the same 10 results. The rate writing endpoint replaces your entire rate plan with each call. So if you send just one date range, you lose every other price you've ever set. I almost wiped out a month of pricing before I understood this. Claude Code and I spent days on these issues. I described the unexpected behavior, Claude would propose a fix, I test it, it would fail differently, and we'd iterate. Exactly like working with a talented but junior developer who needs guidance. The price compounding bug nearly cost me real money. My first version of the discount model had a nasty bug. The script would read yesterday's discounted price, not the original base price, and discount it again. After 3 days, a $90 room was listed at $40. My manager caught it in the morning report. Thank God for that report. I fixed this with a state tracking file that remembers the original base price for each room and date and only applies the discount to that base. But I only found the bug because the system was transparent enough to show me what it did. Session management and authentication issues. Lodgify API keys need to be set up correctly, and every few weeks something expires or a setting changes. You have to log into Lodgify to re-enable external rates or regenerate a key. It's not a set it and forget it situation. It's more like having a reliable employee who occasionally needs you to badge them back into the building. I learned to add a keep alive system and to treat the daily report as my heartbeat monitor. If I don't get the email by 7 a.m., I know something broke. Over time, the system became stable, but that stability was earned through weeks of small fixes, not achieved on day one. The iterative reality. Here's what I want you to understand. It took me about 10 hours of actual work spread over 3 weeks to get the system stable. Not 10 hours straight, 10 hours of try something, test it, find a bug, fix it, test again. The first version worked on day one. The version that was reliable enough to trust, that took 3 weeks of daily refinements. This is normal. This is how software works, whether a human or an AI writes it. Here's what changed after 1 month of running this system. Time saved. My manager and I went from 3 to 4 hours per week on pricing to about 10 minutes, scanning the daily email report. That's over 12 hours per month back in our lives. For a small hotel with tight margins, those hours matter enormously. Smarter pricing automatically. Last-minute discounts are filling rooms that would have stayed empty. When I look at the reports, I regularly see same-day bookings at discounted rates, revenue that would have been zero, and the high-demand surcharges have increased our average rate on busy periods by 15 to 20% compared to our old flat seasonal rates. Consistency, the real win. Before, our pricing strategy was good, but our execution was spotty. Now the strategy executes perfectly every single day, whether we're busy, traveling, or dealing with an emergency. The computer doesn't have bad days. Total cost, negligible. The scripts run on a MacBook Pro I already owned. The Lodgify API is included in my subscription. Gmail sends the reports. No additional SaaS subscription, no monthly fee, no revenue share. The only cost was my time building it and a $20 per month Claude Pro subscription. You don't need to be a programmer to set this up. Here's what you actually need. A channel management software with an API. If you use Lodgify, Guesty, Hostaway, or similar, the approach is the same. Define your pricing strategy, translate it into rules, have a script apply those rules daily. An always-on computer. An old laptop, a Mac Mini, a Raspberry Pi, anything that runs 24/7. Or a cloud server for a few dollars a month. Claude Code or a similar AI coding assistant. I built every script in this system by describing what I wanted in plain English and iterating. While I have an engineering background, I hadn't programmed in 20 years. I'm a business person who can describe what I need clearly. That's the only skill required. And if you don't know, just ask Claude to explain it to you. Claude is both your programmer and your teacher. Patience and realistic expectations. Having Claude Code do the work for you does not mean there is no troubleshooting or bugs. Like any talented developer, Claude Code requires management, feedback, and guidance. Accept that this is an iterative process before you get it completely right. The first version will work. The reliable version takes a few weeks of refinement. On the positive side, the whole process is genuinely fun and rewarding. What used to be completely cost prohibitive, hiring a developer to build custom hotel pricing software, is now at your fingertips for $20 a month. This is truly a revolution for any entrepreneur who wants to improve their business processes with minimum investment. Start simple. Don't try to build everything at once. Start with a daily occupancy report. Just have a script email you what your rooms look like for the next week. That alone is valuable. Then add automatic price adjustments. Then tackle additional platforms. The key insight: your pricing strategy already exists in your head. You already know that Saturday nights should cost more. You already know that an empty room tomorrow should be discounted. You just can't execute that strategy manually across hundreds of date and room combinations every single day. The AI system can. If you're a small business owner thinking about AI, I hope this shows you it's not as daunting as it seems. But I also hope it shows you it's not magic. It's work, it's iteration, and it's worth it. Start with one problem, solve it, then solve the next. That's a real tool running in my real business, saving me real time and money every single day. If this gave you even one idea you can use, hit that like button. It helps other small business owners find these videos. And if you want to see the next tool I'm going to break down, subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Now go build something great.